the iPad for switch control. That's within the settings of the iPad now. So this time we will go into settings and we can set up so that we can use a switch with many of the apps that are on the iPad. So they don't need to be specifically switch accessible. So when Apple introduced switch control, apps like Notes and Photos and Videos and the camera that come with the iPad are now switch accessible. So we need to go into the General menu on the left-hand side and find Accessibility, which is just here towards the top. You can see that highlighted now. And then scroll down a little bit until you get to the Physical and Motor section and switch control. So currently that's turned off. We've got two options with switch control. I'm going to show you setting up auto scanning first of all, which is just using one switch. So we can toggle, first of all we need to go into switches, and I'm just going to remove what I have there currently just by swiping and delete. And I've paired my switch interface with the iPad, but I want to set up and tell the iPad what switch is operating and what I want it to do. So I add a new switch, choose external, and then click on the switch that I want to use, and it'll come up with recognizing that switch, and I can give it a name. So I'm just going to use auto scanning, and I just want to have a switch that will select things. So I'll save that. And then I choose an action for that switch. So if I'm scanning, which is just this top section, I want this one to choose the item and select the item. So now I can go back through the menus at the top left there and get into my switch control settings and just turn on auto scanning. There's a little bit of some menu options there that you can choose in terms of scanning time and how many loops it will go through when it scans. So we'll see that in action shortly. I'm not going to change too much there, and we can turn on switch control. So we should start to see an automatic scan straight away. So it's going 2 seconds and then it'll scan to the next block and then to the next block and so forth. So I'm just going to go out to my home menu and show you how that will scan the home screen. And remember, I've set a switch to select, so I'm going to select this row and wait for it to scan till I get to Notes. And I'm going to choose to make a new note. It's quite a slow scan. When you start out with scanning, that's usually a good idea because you're not really sure of where everything's going. I'm just going to choose the letter D. So you can see it scanning the keyboard. And this is called auto scanning. So all the timing is taken away from you, that control, and it just scans as you've set that time, and then you select with one switch. So we'll escape from that.